Oh, hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for visiting once again. And I suppose I should begin by saying that I should guiltily confess that I've been away from the modelling desk for a couple of weeks for various reasons. Chiefly that I've had to look after a family member, and that'll, I think, be carrying on for the next few weeks. So there's going to be less opportunity for me to come along and fiddle around up here, as I'm actually away from home for periods of time. But look, things seem to be going in the right direction there, which is good. And I get back now and again to be able to do some things from time to time, and that's also good. So I can get on with doing some things. So you'll see a little bit of a change here. What I've done in the meantime with this is I had a little bit of an attack of it today. I've started to do the fuselage roundel on this side. I can't do it on that side because of the way the labels, the masks come up, which makes it more difficult, so I'll have to do them one at a time. So sighting of them is going to be fairly critically important. But since the gold ring at the top, or the yellow gold ring at the top, these meet, that's going to make it somewhat easier, it would say. So I've done the yellow section, and then you've put a mask on over the top of that, so I can just give you a brief look at that. So you take the widest ring here, and then you place it onto here, spray yellow, and then you take the next widest ring here and place it on there, and then you've masked off the yellow section, and you can then spray blue. And then we'll take the next widest ring, which is that one here. Can you just about see that? I think if I shine it into the light, see the little whatnot there, and there's the little red dot's tiny actually. So that's the last one. But this is the next one to put on. So I'll just basically slip that on over the top of the other mask and hopefully get it centralised. You can then spray that white, and then the final one would be spraying red. And then when I do that inner tiny dot red, I'll be doing that dot and that dot there, so I'll be completing all three at once. Now, in the meantime, I'll be carrying on, of course, with the fin flashes too. So, whereas I've painted this section blue here, I've also done it here as well. And on the other side there, you can see that there. And the way that you do this is you put a big mask on over here, and then you mask around it, and then you put a little oblong mask to cover the blue, and then we'll spray the white when we do the white there, and then we'll spray the red when we do the red there, which is the final one. So we do red there, there, and there into the wings there. So that's the process. It's a bit involved, as some of you have very kindly pointed out. Yes, it is. It's much more involved than simply putting decals on. But I think it's worthwhile doing, and 1ManArmy have provided a terrific way of doing this, and it's a terrific way of getting a marking that has really no depth at all. Now, the Kotare decals are really very good. They're very high quality indeed, make no mistake about it, but they still have a little depth, and this has much less. This painted surface has much less depth, I think. So it may suit people to do the markings in this way. It may suit them more to do decals. As you know, I don't particularly like decals, but in areas where I can't do decals, then obviously I will. Or where I can't do marking of this kind in terms of painting, I will do decals. So thanks to 1ManArmy, to Sven, who I don't actually know, but I know him by proxy through the excellent Nigel. Everybody knows Nigel. He's a great guy, and it's through his generosity and that of Sven that I have these masks now. So I have to give them some thanks here, and I'm very pleased, only too pleased to do so. So here we go with that. That'll be the the next set of things to do, which is some painting here, and things will move along fairly swiftly from there. I will mark in the, let's just zero in on that. You can see that, there you go. You can see the under nozzle markings for the exhaust stubs here. These are these aren't the original plastic ones. These are resin ones. So they're much more detailed, as you can see. You get knockouts, or in fact not knockouts, but you get you just see that there, the curved shape of the stub nozzle there is hollowed out. Oh, this is being difficult now. Oh, there you go, look. So you can see the stub nozzles hollowed out there and there, and I think that looks much more convincing. So I'll be marking those white things in when we get with that. And then it'll be some touch up and finishes. I think I'm probably going to put the markings in on the Zeus fasteners here, and then after that it'll be I think a final presentation to all you nice people out there in modelling land, and we'll be on to the next one, and I'll talk a little bit about where this is going at the final one, but it will be going off to somebody as a gift. So that's I think that's I'm quite pleased about, you know, the result of that. So there we are. On the thought of stenciling and decaling and so on, I think the idea of these stencils, particularly things like these here, N3277, which is one of the marks for the Mk1a, I had a thought that perhaps Sven and 1ManArmy might even be thinking about now, which is that for perhaps 132 and maybe even 1/48 scale, one could build a universal stencil for example, American numbers and markings and British numbers and markings, and that would allow people to be able to use a universal stencil of all of the letters and numbers, which would be remarkably easy to cut out, and they could then create, if they wanted to, N3281. Maybe they have some history with that particular aircraft, or if you wanted to do, for example, Johnny Johnson's Spitfire Mk1a, you could make the number, or you know, the number of options that you have on this is virtually endless. So, for example, if I wanted to build a 1/48 Chipmunk and then perhaps use a stencil marking to mark the number of the Air Experience flight where I flew, that would be a thing that would be opened up to you. These stencil markings here give you any opportunity to do that, and I think that's a great idea. But it may prove too expensive to do, but I offer it here on my channel as a suggestion to Sven to take a look at. He might want to do that, or he might not, but who knows. But let me know in the comments if you think that that's a good idea or not. I know that you'll all have your own ideas, and I'm more than happy to hear from you, and let me know what you think. But in the meanwhile, it'll be a quick say hello and goodbye tonight. I'm not going to do very much on the Kotare tonight. But the next time I come along, hopefully it will be in the not too far distant future. It'll be all finished, and it'll be the final one, so that'll be maybe a 10 or 15 minute video for you to take a look at, you know, with all the other bits and pieces on top, the canopy and so on and so forth. But thank you very much to people who are subscribing to me, people who remain with me, and thank you for your patience in waiting for this particular video to come out. I'm very much obliged to you once again, to each and every one of you. Now, I haven't got the largest channel, but I very much like the people who are subscribing and contributing, and the things you say and the comments you come up with are absolutely marvellous. Thank you very much indeed, and I try my best to answer every single one. If you're good enough to write, then I'm good enough, I hope, to be able to give you a full answer to any questions that you have. So, right, I'm going to call it a day for tonight. That sort of makes sense, but there we are, and say thanks to everybody. I'm going to crack on now, particularly to this fellow who's building a Meng Chieftain tank at the moment and doing a hell of a job of it, so go take a look at that, and also to the rest of my friends on YouTube, Mr. Plastic Monkey and Ice Queen 7, and Chris at Rally Car Miniatures, whose bits and pieces I visit quite regularly, and all the rest of you, and hopefully we'll meet again at some point in the near future. Thanks very much indeed, everyone. Take care until the next time. Bye for now.